Hopefully this time it works.
Right. There we go.
Hey, now we're live.
It shouldn't take long at all.
No.
All right, welcome in YouTube. I hope everybody's excited for another Brewnomics podcast.
Yeah, it should be a good time. I don't know.
It's about some stuff. We're going to drink some beer.
Yeah.
Ooh, I need a coaster.
Brewnomics. Brewnomics. Live.
Let's do it.
All right. Cool. Y'all ready?
Comment and subscribe to.
Okay.
It's you. It's girl. I am.
All right. Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, world. Thanks for tuning in to another Brewnomics podcast. In for a fun one today. I'm Jerry.
I'll ball it. I'm Vic.
I'm Will.
We're going to drink some beer and talk about some stuff, like we tend to do. Beer is going to be specifically fresh hop beer.
So fresh and so clean.
Mm-hmm. So that's like
fresh.
Normal hops except fresh.
Yeah. Just had fresh hop harvest.
So fun little bit about the fresh hop. Fresh hops are exclusively a Northwest thing. For the most part,
Yeah.
like 90% exclusively the Northwest, because the hops specifically have to still be fresh when you put them in the beer. It's towards the end of the brewing process. And all hops are, you know what the three hop producing states in the United States are? Number 1 is Washington. Number 2 is Idaho. Number 3 is Oregon. So we're fucking crushing it. So by the time it gets to the East Coast or Mexico or Europe, you can't do it anymore. So
when I go back west, I have a game that I play with my wife, and we count trains and hop fields.
and hop fields, there you go.
Yeah.
And it's the time of year for these. I mean, got to get the hops while they're still fresh. So you're going to see a lot of these. So really, we're going to try and drink them. We're not going to try and drink them. I think we're going to successfully drink them.
We're not going to drink hops. We're going to drink fresh hop beers.
Yeah, I was just gonna look at it actually, just to see what it would look like. That's just me.
Fresh hop?
Yeah.
It still looks like hop.
Well, yeah, you can't try and
That's
drink
not-
something, Jerry. That's what it's trying to do there.
It's not a hop pellet. So, and then subject-wise, we are going to be talking about stand-up comedians that we wish could still stand up, but they can't because they're dead.
Bum, bum, bum.
There's a lot of good stand-up in the world right now. I think it's maybe the best time ever for stand-up, arguably. So we're going to kind of give a little tip of the hat to those that got it started.
Yep.
All right, that's pretty much it. First up, let's drink a beer.
What do we got here for you, Jerry?
All right, first off, we have the Sockeye Fresh Hop Dagger Double Dagger Imperial IPA. So the Double Dagger Imperial IPA is the double version of their flagship IPA, the Dagger Falls. And then this is the fresh hopped version of that. Everybody on board? Cool. So yeah, first off, we're drinking a beer from Idaho.
Yay. Hey, shouldn't we be doing a I'd Tap That segment for Idaho beer?
You know, that's a good question, Will. No. So what we're going to do on this one, because thankfully we actually have more than one Idaho beer, because again, this is a Northwest thing, and well, Idaho's in the Northwest. So
Yeah.
since there are so many fresh hop beers from Idaho, I think we have 3 of them actually. We're instead picking just one beer and doing an I Tap That. We're going to pick out of all the Idaho beers, which one we'd rather tap. If it gets to the point to where this is just a shit episode, which I don't expect to happen, and we wouldn't tap any of them, well, none of them will get tapped. So hopefully that's not how it goes. I'm kind of hoping for a tough decision at the end.
I'm pretty sure that's how it will be.
I'm pretty sure that's how it will be indeed. Do you guys got any fun facts about this beer while I finish pouring up besides what I've already said? Like, do we know what it looks like on Untapped or any fun facts? If you don't have any, you don't have to share. If you want to just make something up, feel free.
Sockeye is the oldest brewery in Idaho, right?
I don't know if they're the oldest, but they're definitely the number 1. I'm not sure which Idaho's oldest brewery is.
That's a great question. Yeah.
That is a
We'll have
good
to
question.
find that out, or get back to us, people.
If somebody knows. But if there were one that I had to rapid fire pick, it would probably be this one. 9% alcohol, 100 180 IBUs.
It's a lot.
At that point, does it really matter?
Jesus, we're going to be chewing this beer. What do we have? 1,100 check-ins, 730 ratings at a 3.96 rating. So the people that have drank this seem to like it.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask what the Untapped description is. If thicker, someone wants to read it.
Sure, I can read it. It says this Imperial IPA is a Dagger Falls with twice the hop additions, making it big, intense, hop-tastic experience. With a sturdy Vienna and Idaho pale malt backbone, using an abundance of fresh whole tones of Cascade, Simcoe, and Chinook hops from Wilder, Idaho. Complements the richness, the fresh green hop aromas and flavors. The aroma, this enormous hop intensity is equally represented from start to finish. A long time sockeye favorite, this beer is a hop lover's dream.
And I think we've got a lot of hops. Jesus, 180 IBUs. I'm almost nervous.
Three super strong hops in this. Yeah.
It's not a very strong smell.
Very danky. Yeah.
It's not a very strong taste either. Wow. I mean, you can definitely taste the hops. Don't get me wrong, but I was expecting a little bit more punch. Kind of glad it didn't punch me that hard.
No kick. It doesn't need it.
Yeah, I've got a lot of malt at the beginning, and then you have all of the bitters in the.
I'm actually kind of surprised how malty this tastes.
Yeah, I can definitely taste the alcohol in this one.
Like-
It's coming forward.
Like it tastes more malty than fresh hoppy to me. So it's not bad, but I'm not quite sure it is what they're saying. I'm liking the taste, but I don't feel like it represents what they were.
I definitely
What I
get
just
the
heard.
back the flavor profile in the back of my on the back of my teeth, kind of the back of my jaw where it has that bitter sting. So I definitely get that. But most fresh hop beer I've usually found to be a little bit more smooth, which is surprising. I mean, usually you have a lot of hop flavor, but you don't have that bitter acid at the back.
Yeah.
And I think that's all the malt helps kind of mellow that out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start with giving it a 3.
Just gonna go ahead and rate it. Wow.
Yep. Get started.
Sure. I'm gonna go with 275 on this one. I'm not a huge fan.
Really? Okay. Paul? Will?
Trey. That's 3 in some language.
Sure.
What are you thinking, Will?
I'm thinking 2.5.
So I'm thinking right off the bat, this beer might not get tapped. Oh, man.
Nope, not that strong.
Man. This is an interesting beer to start with. This is definitely something we would usually put kind of towards
at
the
the
end
Yeah.
because we like to ramp up, but most of these beers are going to be sitting kind of right around here, I think. It's a lot of IPAs. Not all IPAs, though, but a lot of IPAs.
Yeah, we would typically put this at the end of the episode because we know that our palates wouldn't be.
It'd be a little bit more fun to hit at that point.
Yeah.
Right? That's all right, though. Let's move on.
All right, I'm good with that.
Good God, excuse me. That was disgusting, Will.
Good job, Will.
God, if that was Will, why did you excuse yourself?
He got me there.
Okay.
Good call, Vic.
You and your stupid mouth parts, Jerry, trying to blame them on me all the time. What do we got for boozing and noozing this week, guys? Anything? No.
A few things, not a whole lot. Well, there was a lot. I just kind of didn't choose that much to talk about, so we'll see if you guys have something I didn't. The first thing is good old Chris Evans. This actually happened almost right after we recorded our last podcast.
Oh, no way.
I fucking hate it when that happens. It's like, oh man, now it's gonna be a week old by the time we get to talk about it because it just happened after we hit the save button on the record. But Chris Evans had a tweet. I can't remember exactly what it said, but pretty much he's done with Marvel. Love you. It was great. Cap out.
This after Avengers 4 Part 2.
After he got wrapped up with Avengers 4 Part 2. Yes.
Got it.
Because the Russo brothers have announced that they are done with Avengers 4 right now.
They just finished wrapping the whole. Yep.
wrapping it.
Yeah, but he was done with his bits a little bit before.
Mhm.
He also said that he hated his final lines. that he thought it was kind of stupid.
Oh, really?
So I'm curious to see what that is, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they actually say Avengers Assemble.
Right? That was the first thought I had too. Unless do you guys think he dies?
Ooh.
Not
He's
sure.
dying in Tony's arms, and then he just whispers,
That'd be awesome. I did hear about.
Why did you say that, man?
I did hear about Chris Evans saying that, like, he released a tweet somewhere saying that he's like, this is not me saying that I died in the Marvel universe. Or
Just that
something
he's
like
done.
Just that he's done. Yeah. So
Right.
he had to make that sort of a specific remark. So like, oh, I'm not giving anything away.
Exactly.
Marvel would get
But
all
it doesn't
big
mean he
about it.
didn't die.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't want him to die. I don't want him to.
Cap always dies.
Cap always dies. Because I know I'll cry like a little bitch in the theater if he does.
At the
I'll be there with you.
Yeah.
At the same time, like I could see Tony Stark dying and Cap, because they've had him on a progression of going like further and further away of like, I can't do this. This isn't what I want to stand for. This isn't anything,
Mhm.
going away from, Shield and kind of dropping all of that and that bad breakup. Like I could see him just walking away from everything and going and living in the mountains or something with
Yeah.
Agent 13 or something. But then, I could totally see Tony Stark dying and that playing out that way.
Mhm.
But
I don't know. See, here's my thing, which is that Cap has like two backups for another Captain America. He's got the Winter Soldier on deck, and he's
And the
got
Falcon.
Falcon on deck.
Exactly.
There is no backup for Iron Man at this point, like because in the comics, what's her name? She's
Rory Hart.
Ironheart has
Ironheart is her
Riri
name.
Williams. Yeah, Riri Williams.
Riri, thank you. I'm not
She's-
saying Rory. Riri.
She's not been introduced into the MCU at this point, so
Mhm.
there's always got to be an Iron Man.
Not even in
Probably
Easter
gonna be-
eggs that I know
War Machine.
of. But that's a really good point.
he motherfucker lost his leg.
But it wouldn't be War Machine. War Machine's not really a susceptible replacement to Iron.
I agree. I just think that there is things that they could do with that about Rhodey losing further parts
Sure.
of his body and becoming War Machine.
But further to Vic's point, I'm pretty sure all handsome Sebastian still has a few more.
I think he signed up for like
movies.
9.
Yeah, and he still has like 4 more or something
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
So it's very possible.
I
It could
could
be-
see that.
it could be
happening,
that way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where Anthony Mackie is contract wise.
I don't think anybody is. All he cares about is cutting checks.
Cut the check. Yeah,
check.
sure.
Love Anthony Mackie. Let's keep the Marvel train rolling real quick. Choo choo. Oh, no one else, you motherfuckers. Speaking of, I just saw something that Brie Larson has a 7-movie deal with Marvel.
I heard
Oh.
that was refuted. That it didn't. She says, I don't think that it wasn't right. But
Really?
and she's like, but it doesn't matter anyways. It sounds
Okay, I
like
didn't
she's
see
on to do
that.
as many as.
So you may really
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, because I did hear her refute, like, oh yeah, I've got 7 or whatever. It doesn't. Mm-mm. But sorry to shut that down right away.
I'm sure, because when did you see her refute? Because I just read that like today.
Oh, I read it this morning on the toilet on Twitter.
Where do most men read?
On the
On
toilet.
the toilet.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. Huh.
After that confession.
Okay. Well, they didn't know. So I bet she is going to be in for quite a bit of them.
Oh, I would.
Yeah.
I
Do
would
you think she'll become kind of like the new Nick Fury, or maybe what if Cap and Tony dies? She could be the new kind of leader of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Even though I think Cap is, but some people say Tony is. Tony said.
I think
Cap
that
is.
role that role needs to be filled by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it happening.
Yeah, I wouldn't say she's going to be a new Nick Fury by any means, but she would be a leader of some kind.
Of some kind,
as
yeah.
Marvel rolls out into their next
Yeah.
phase.
Some kind
She's
of.
been in the comic books. She was the leader of the Avengers for a minute, wasn't she?
I could also see that character being a really good bridge between the Guardians of the Galaxy and Earth, or any of the cosmic stuff that they're doing, like the Celestials movie that was just announced, and Earth. I could
Yeah.
see her being a good bridge between that. So
Yeah, get ready for Marvel to roll into space because that's what they're going to be doing real heavily here. In the
Like a
next
lot of
years.
space,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already fucked up enough of Earth. We're tired of people yelling at us about how much it would cost to fix New York. You know how much it would cost to fix space. You don't have to.
I can't wait though till Doctor Strange and Ant-Man get together and do some microverse stuff. That's gonna be fun and freaky.
That'll be pretty rad.
Maybe.
Do you think they have access to the same universe? Because I kind of think is the one or do you think they're different universes?
It's been shown that Doctor Strange fell through the microverse when he went through all the different gates when the prophet, or what's the girl's name? The chosen one in the first Doctor Strange movie.
Are you talking about the Tilda Swinton?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not the chosen one. She's the the Sorcerer Supreme. She was the original Sorcerer Supreme.
It's a different name, though.
The Master? I don't know.
What is happening right
I don't know.
The ancient one.
Okay.
Rainforest all around.
Oh my God! I swear we know comic books. I was embarrassed for us just
We're
then.
not that drunk.
Whoa.
People just yelling at.
Anyways, yeah, when the Ancient One pushed on his head at the, and you saw the sequence of him like falling through all the different levels.
That's supposed to be the microverse.
At one point, he does fall through the microverse. That has been confirmed.
I agree with you in the sense that the quantum realm is also a different dimension, and Doctor Strange has been shown to be able to travel through different dimensions. So
Correct.
it's
You think he would have
sure
access? Sure.
Doctor
Okay.
Strange and I feel like Doctor Strange would be the one to pull Ant-Man out if he in fact comes back before Ant-Man in the next movie. But I don't know. That's just a theory. We'll see.
Spoiler alert, bro.
Yeah, lots of people are still holding out for what's his friend's name?
If you haven't seen Ant-Man by this point, it's too late.
What's that? I'm sorry.
A lot of people are still holding out hope for what's his friend's name that has the van?
Luis.
Luis.
Yeah, that was my first thought. Is he just gonna roll up?
Yeah.
Hey, what's
Oh,
this? just be a hero on accident.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got here so late. I have this and this and this, and then she said,
As soon as I heard him, I was on my way, but I got distracted because I saw my cousin.
Oh my God.
and then all the people started disappearing.
I saw like a GQ, like Michael Pena broke down some of his most iconic roles and he talked about where he got the inspiration for Ant-Man. You should totally check that out.
Is it? Oh, I have it.
Yesterday.
I have it. I
Yeah.
saw. Okay.
It's,
You liked it too,
based off
Paula?
a real dude that Michael Pena knew.
Of
It's
course.
pretty hilarious.
So every character is based off of someone they know. Jesus, I couldn't find the bottle opener. Excuse me. Next beer. So this is also an IPA, but it's not just. I guess actually it's not an IPA. It's an IRA, India Red Ale.
Ooh,
I
I like these.
Yeah, this is from Double Mountain. It's called their Killer Red Fresh Hop IRA. We got a little over a pint here, 7.3 alcohol, 78 IBUs, a limited release. Double Mountain. I did a one-off. Who did I do the one-off on the Double Mountain with?
Vic?
Was it Vic?
No, it was Paula.
It was pretty good.
Because I wasn't there.
Sure.
One of
Nobody
these guys.
knows.
Go back and watch our one-off series and tell us.
Where is Double Mountain from?
That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, okay. Aren't they Idaho, I think?
No.
No, they're Oregon?
No. I want to say they're like
Denver?
Montana. It doesn't. Oh, you're Oregon. Okay, there's Oregon. It's
Okay.
Hood River, Oregon.
All right, I was
I
going to say
don't know
that.
why I
sounds
was thinking
familiar.
Montana for some reason. Hood River, Oregon. Okay.
I think we're pulling up the Untapped here.
Yeah, that's
I
the right
think.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just not their fresh hop. No, that's the right. You're on the right one.
This is a Killer Red, is that it?
What year?
What year is it?
Does
I
it
don't
say?
know, man.
It's the year 2018 of our Lord.
Oh, bottled on 9/11/2018.
Ah, okay.
So pretty recent. On page.
Pretty cool.
What do they got on the Untapped?
I don't know. I'm still loading. So Untapped has us at 165 total check-ins, 159 unique check-ins.
Oh my
For
gosh.
this month, it is 7.3% alcohol by volume. It is 70 IBUs with an average rating of 3.82.
And it looks like this was just added less than a month ago.
Yes.
So not necessarily, I was like, that's a huge, surprisingly low amount of check-ins. Oh, okay, the beer's literally less than 30 days old. So I guess that makes a little bit more sense. I'm excited to try this one.
There's a lot of head on this, and I don't think that was your pour.
A little bit. I was pouring it a little high to try and get it to bubble up.
I think it's going to have a little bit of lace. Usually reds have a little bit more stickiness quality to them.
It's got a lot more malts in them.
Yeah.
So many malts.
Hold the mouths. Oh gosh, I gotta clean my palate. I'm still not happy.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. And then I'm going to have one of you guys
weird
read
font.
off their label.
Okay, thank you. PK, do you want to read off the label?
You got the beer, Will. You do.
All right, I'll do it.
Don't be lazy, Will. Come on.
Jeez. I'm trying to be nice. It looked like Paul was all
I
sad.
like that you.
All right. Fresh hops from the Willamette Valley come straight off the vine directly to the brewery. Dank, forest, red apple, and fruited pine aromas take the wheel while a ruby hue rides shotgun. And yeah, limited release, 1 pint.
I was just going to say, oh my God, this beer's delicious. And then I realized I just took a sip of the Dogfish Head 60-minute IPA.
Whoops.
It's like, that doesn't taste like a red.
Yeah, 78 BU bitterness unit and a 7.3 alcohol by volume.
Cool. Well, okay, I think my palate's a little cleaner now. Smells like a fucking thick malty red.
Yeah, that is strong.
But it smells good, but oi. Yeah, that is a smell.
I definitely smell that apple, that red apple.
That's the sweetness. Okay, I couldn't figure out, I couldn't place that. I totally forgot it has red apple. I stopped listening to Will.
That's normal. That's normal. My wife says that all the time. Don't feel like you're being original or unique there.
It's not bad. Take another sip.
I like the way this builds on my palate. Much better than our last beverage that we tasted.
It's crisp.
Very crisp.
Apple crispness to it. Ooh, I liked it more with the second sip. Gonna go in for another.
It finishes
Agreed.
clean. It finishes much cleaner than our last beer.
And it gets better with each sip. At first I was like 3. And I was like 3.25. And I'm like 3.5 maybe.
There's no skunk on this beer.
No.
Like there was
No.
the last one.
And it doesn't, like, it smells pretty malty. It doesn't taste malty.
Sure doesn't.
No, 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 no.
And I was kind of
This is
nervous
more-
for a red at 7.2. So they can, because I really like reds, but they can get overly malty. So it has to be really, this is really well balanced.
It is well. Yeah, I really like this.
Now, you say that, Jerry, but I actually like my reds to have more of that Scottish, build character to it, where they are a little bit more robust,
Sure.
roasted malts.
Sure.
So,
I can get my dick behind that. That's okay.
Oh, say that again?
I can get my dick behind that.
Cool. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. Enjoy your birthday.
He's not joking.
no,
I'll take it.
We're
I'll take
writing that down.
It's going to be a Brewnomics shirt.
Wear that to a Trump rally.
Oh, we would sell so many.
So many. On the back, grab her by the pussy.
It's like that.
I still appreciate that we had shirts made called "That's Not My Cat."
That's not my cat.
I just think that shirt would have been much. So I can get my dick behind that shirt would have been so much better had Dick Cheney ran.
Oh.
Agreed. That was a great one. They are also making a movie with Christian Bale.
Yes,
about
isn't
that.
it weird how much he looks like Dick Cheney too?
So amazing.
Yeah,
Christian
good.
Bale's work on that one. And you have Sam fucking Rockwell in the mix as George W. Bush.
It looks good.
Fantastic. I do want to see it. And I hate political.
It's a really
films,
good shot of your ball spot.
but I think
Thank
it's
you.
going to be great.
Trying to see what they
Cool.
said there.
All-time best political movie, I think, is Bulworth.
I
That's a great one.
Political movies.
No, Bulworth is just an amazing movie.
I really like Aaron Sorkin's writing, so I'm a big fan of the West Wing television show, and I think he wrote American President as well, and I think A Few Good Men. all really good political movies, usually with a inspiring outcome. But
Charlie Wilson's War might be one of my favorite ones. That was a really good one. The other one I just came out, it was a quasi-political one. It was with Tom Cruise. American, God, it was really good. I'm trying to think of the name
is
of
that
it.
the one where he was flying the cocaine?
Yes.
Across the border?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I didn't see it.
I did watch it though, and I really liked it. American Something.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, I saw
Didn't
it.
you and I watch that together, actually?
I think so.
No,
We went to the
you and I
theater.
watched together, then we told Nick about it.
Oh, that's right. Okay, because
Oh,
we're
I
like,
watched it
you would
on
like
my
this one. Okay. Hold up, I gotta find the name of that movie real quick.
Probably like American Me or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be amazing if that's actually the case.
American Made?
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at you. Look at you. $100 bills.
Well done. Well done. Good old Barry Seal.
I don't know
That's
where
who
I
he played.
pulled that out of.
That's right.
We're just brain farting. This thing's so bad in here right now.
Dude, it's a rough one. And I was kind of nervous of that coming in because I'm super brain dead today. So, it's
Too
been
much yard work.
Man, it's been a rough week, but I'm trying to think the other political movie that I really like is with Kevin Kline, where he looks just like a president, and then they have him come in because they think the president's going to be assassinated, and then he realizes that it's the political system's pretty fucked, and he's like, you know what, Dave, that's the name of it. I'm going to take over as president because you guys fucked up too much. So I'm going to do a better job. You don't like it? Fucking out me. And he kind of.
And he does, and it's like the
Yeah,
president's
and
approval
he's-
ratings go up. by
go
like
way
eight-
up and
go
stuff,
8 points in
yeah.
a week or something
It's
like
a
that
real-
off of like a speech that he makes. Yeah.
Really good movie.
I haven't seen it.
I liked it. I watched that a long time ago. I remember liking it. That was a weird tangent.
Yeah.
Talking about political movies and shit.
Just went
Also, Milk was
all the way
great.
down that spiral.
Okay. Yeah, you guys went there. I was not about it, but I like how you guys went there.
That's good. Yeah.
I think you actually would really love Bulworth.
Bulworth is a great movie, dude.
With the
It's
Fugees at the fucking score.
Really.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
It's been a long time since I've seen that one, but yeah, that's a fucking American classic. Back to the Killer Red, though,
Sure.
because we haven't rated it. What's its rating on Untapped? 3.82. Okay, I like that rating. I'm gonna give it a 3.75. It's a good beer.
Maybe I'm still like feeling a little bit low off of our last one. I think I'm only going to go 3.5.
That's still a pretty decent rating.
I mean, yeah, I feel like it deserves a good, decent rating. It's not anything that's like, winning a gold star for me, but I mean, it's decent. Like, I'll drink it.
oh, it's not my
There
favorite
for me.
red, but it's one I do super enjoy.
Like, if I saw it, I might consider it, to, get on tap if I was at a bar. Yeah. Now that I remember it, yeah.
Or
Sure.
Ordinance.
Cool.
Okay, Abed.
Cool. Is that a racist joke?
I
No.
think it was both a racist and Asperger's joke.
No. Do you guys not ever watch the
No,
television show?
I've been
Community?
rewatching all of Community. He's watched it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's all he was just saying. Cool. So I said,
Cool.
Abed. That's
It
what
also
he
helped
said.
that he's brown, didn't it? You fucking racist.
All right, yeah, we're just being huge cocks.
Go suck your cancer stick there, you junkie.
Yeah, junkie.
Here's cancer.
3.5.
Doesn't 3.5. Okay, so you're right there with it. Did you rate it, Nick?
No, I'm gonna go 3.75 on that.
This side of the table wins. I don't know why. Agrees? We win.
We win.
We win.
We did.
Okay.
We
Cheers. We all won that.
We won the rating system today.
And yet, you guys rated it higher, and yet you're not done with your beer yet.
because we're enjoying it more.
That's true.
So we're gonna switch from Marvel news to DC movie news.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I don't know what the DC news is.
I don't know why I'm looking at you like that
Either.
either.
I would say if I did, but
So, when it first happened, we talked like, if you're James Gunn, don't you just jump ship over to DC? Well, Yes, it turns out. And so we're getting a James Gunn Suicide Squad movie, and holy shit, I'm actually excited for this now.
I'm very excited.
Because the Suicide Squad, great story, a lot of interchangeable characters, a lot of the animated Suicide Squad movies are great. Like the most recent one, Hell to Pay, was phenomenal. If you haven't seen it,
So on Netflix, it's coming.
yeah, I love having the James Gunn actual comic book fan. No disrespect to David Ayer. Sorry, bruh. Yes.
I'm excited.
Mhm.
Well, because I think James Gunn does a really good job at handling an ensemble cast.
He
And
clearly.
that's what Suicide Squad is. A very ensemble cast.
Plus, he could have so much fun with just throwaway characters left and right.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I really hope that happens. That they're like one person makes it back from like the current opening mission, and he just has a fun time going through that and killing each one of them off.
Mhm.
Right.
Great.
And he does, as we've seen with the Guardians Easter eggs, such a good job of pulling like deep comic book lore and
Yeah.
characters out that most people don't know. So he could do a lot of fun stuff with it, especially in Suicide Squad, where you can just blow their fucking head up.
Well, I mean, it'd almost be like Deadpool 2, right? Where, I mean, they had all the extra cast of X-Force and...
Exactly. You bring in Terry
Spoilers,
Crews
covered them
and all, just to, if you don't know by now, it's your own fucking fault.
Well, with every DC movie,
Mhm.
everybody has their hand in the pot.
Yeah.
They suffer from that too much.
Mhm.
Too many cooks in the kitchen for
Yeah.
that one for sure. But I think this is a good hire because this is clearly a proven track record, especially with ensemble casts. And I'm hoping the DC higher ups just chill the fuck out
Yeah,
and let
otherwise
him do him.
James Gunn's going to, like, freak out and, like, he's only going to sign up for one.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I would think he would only sign up for one, and I would think they would only sign him up for one because of, the pedophile jokes.
Hmm.
I think it's more like I can't see him wanting to fight the studio again and again and again for different creative decisions.
I could.
Yeah.
I absolutely could. That's part of the greatness about James Gunn is he's always, and part of why people went after him was he was such a vocalist fighter. Like he'll go out, he'll say it, he's going to call people out. Now, James Gunn's a very verbose person in that way, and I really respect that about him.
I haven't heard that,
pedophile
so
joke things. That was terrible, but well.
okay.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. I think it'll be a good redemption story for him. Also, Batista immediately said he wants in.
Yeah. He just loves working with James.
And then I was like, oh my God, he would make a great. And then I keep reading. He's like, obviously, I would want to play. Any guesses? Any guesses?
Croc?
No.
So
you guys haven't heard who he wants to play?
Shark? Killer Shark?
No. Think of Batista. Think of his build. Think of his background.
I don't know the
Solomon
Suicide.
Grundy.
No.
I don't know the Suicide Squad well enough. to
Just think of
know.
DC villains. Batman villains specifically.
But was he on the Suicide Squad?
Bane.
Yeah.
He was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bane.
Bane.
Oh, okay. So, okay,
I
that
just
makes
fucking
sense.
said Bane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Also, none of us knew that he was ever on the Suicide Squad.
These guys do.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember specifically, we did our characters we wish were on the Suicide Squad that weren't,
Mhm.
and I put Bane on there, and then I immediately realized I was wrong.
Every character we chose was
Well, it's wrong. Like we
Suicide
super
Squad.
fucked up on that
Oh,
one. But no, he absolutely was. And I keep Batista's Bane. That would be so great. And he even and I hope they keep him Spanish too, because he can do a pretty good Spanish accent.
Speak Spanish, but sound like Tom Hardy.
I really hate to no. No. I really hate to admit it.
I just thought of that in my head. Oh, fuck. I can't even do the accent.
Paul, I have to agree with you when you said that Batista is a better actor than The Rock. It's true. The Rock has more charisma. He has better action chops. He has this amazing presence about him. But as far as a full range acting capability goes, I think it's Batista. Watch Hotel Artemis. Watch Blade Runner.
Haven't seen Hotel Artemis, and
Really good.
it just came out.
Really
But
good.
okay, that's good. That's a good recommendation. Blade Runner is sadly on my list of like things to watch. It's on.
You'll get there. There's so much
It's
to
on my
watch.
iTunes. To
I don't know. I
sit in.
think I just after he said that, if there's not Batista as Bane, I'm gonna be real sad.
Would you take Batista as somebody else?
No,
I think
That's
that's
all
all
he-
Grundy.
he would be.
great.
he could be, but Bane's also really smart. He is charming. He does make some pretty funny jokes in the comics. So he's actually got a really good personality. I would not like him to be Solomon Grundy because at this point, back to Paula, it always said he's too good. I think it would dumb him back down. And I want to see him with a little bit more flair, a little bit more acting chops. Give Solomon Grundy to like The Rock.
I was actually thinking John Cena.
Yes. But John Cena's
Good
fucking
call.
funny too.
He
He's
is.
actually going to
He
turn
is.
out to be a pretty great actor.
I mean, to that point, though, I mean, it doesn't matter who you put in that role, you're asking them to dumb themselves down to a high degree. So it's just, I think it's
Well, some people would have a lot of fun with that, though.
sure. I'm like, who? I don't know.
I don't know. If you're like, you get to be a big, dumb, blumbering brute that breaks through things and say ridiculous shit. There are a lot of guys that would jump on that.
Sure, and that may.
Oh, also, we're going to give you $2 million.
Yeah, and that may go to somebody who's not done a lot of films, but if they want some star power, then they're going to put Batista, they're going to put The Rock,
Give
or
it
they're
to
going to
that.
put Cena.
Give it to fucking the guy that plays the Mountain on Game of Thrones.
Sure,
Oh,
that's an option. Yeah,
Because he can't
Same-
speak English very well. I mean, he kind of can, but definitely not well.
I can see that.
And he clearly has the build for it.
The same guy that says Yarp.
No, that's the Hound.
Oh, okay.
That's the Mountain's little brother.
Oh, okay.
But he wouldn't be a bad choice either.
Cool.
Moving on. Moving on.
We got some. Are we ready for our next beer? Or,
Oh, we can get there. Yeah. Oh God, I guess we are.
why don't you start pouring? I'll introduce. The next thing we got is actually some video game news, right?
Sure. Yeah, let's get into it.
So I think we're in like the fourth, I guess maybe fifth, probably fourth year of the current console generation. You know, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, I guess Nintendo Switch, and all that.
Mhm.
And I think that Sony has announced that they're definitely working on the PlayStation 5. Going to be out 2020. Is there a release date?
So they
All
talked
the way up
about
to 2020.
they talked about a release date of 2019, Christmas or 2020.
2019 Christmas is 2020. Let's be real.
Okay.
Well, it's going to be released in November no matter what, so it'd be 20.
Is that their release date?
Okay.
That's what
Traditionally.
happens every time for a console. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I legitimately don't know.
Okay.
No, Nintendo is the only exception in the sense that they did it in February one year, which is very bizarre.
Interesting. Okay. I wonder. Oh well, I guess I was gonna say I wonder why that is. No, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, they
Because it's
fucked
right
up.
before Christmas.
They fucked up production. That's what happened with the Nintendo Switch.
And I was thinking like 2020. That's so far away. We're almost at the end of 2018. It's really not that far away.
It's really not. No, yeah, they're gonna have to spend a lot of time like really tweaking the hardware on this one to get it up to par or to, because notoriously, hardware consoles are supposed to last 5 to 10 years. So,
Yes.
and PlayStation about 6 months ago stated that they're like, we are in the last year of the PlayStation 4's hardware capabilities. So we need to work on something new. So that's why this week we just heard that PlayStation is going to work on production of the PlayStation 5.
Sorry. So they're just now working on production.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, they haven't
And they
released
expect to
like
have it perfected in a year.
they haven't even given out like development consoles or anything. A lot of the thing is that the architecture of these systems they expect to be very, very similar in style to what they have currently, as well as kind of more so in line with current gen PCs. A lot of the different aspects that will go into that is what kind of RAM are they going to have, and then which actually leads me to my next bit of video game news is. Just content delivery. I mean, games already are looking at about like 60 to 80 gigabytes, and getting that out there as a downloadable service is really, really hard with current American infrastructure.
For sure.
And so it's actually kind of forcing a lot of people to either have to rent games or borrow them from the library in order to download them because the internet actually can't keep up. Otherwise, they're downloading a game for like.
Potentially will not now.
Well, yeah. That's a whole nother topic.
Let's not get into that. I
Yeah.
will just go too ranty.
So what actually is kind of interesting is that Google actually came out with a beta of their Google Stream project. And what this is they actually had Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the most recent Assassin's Creed, the one that came out like, I think a week or two ago. The one that runs on current hardware was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous.
Honestly.
And yeah, Odyssey. And you can stream it on a Google tab and with a little USB controller.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
I've heard reports of this. I haven't tried it myself because I was
Sounds pretty
invited
cool.
to the beta, but all you need is a browser. Like people running a Chromebook can run this because it's just streaming the game.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's gonna blow your mind or whatever, but yeah,
That's pretty
like
crazy.
No,
Yeah.
PlayStation's interacted. They've experimented with that with their PlayStation game service, where they're able
Yes.
to allow you to play backwards games. Like I was playing Jet Moto 2 and God of War, like probably a couple of years back now. I was just streaming them from their servers on my PlayStation 4.
And there are some PlayStation 3 games that they have on that service. I think is it PlayStation Now or whatever? I think is what it's
Yes.
called. That yeah, you can as well stream, and it's it's pretty good from everything that I've heard. Nothing wrong with it, but yeah, this is going to be next level. Like it's going to be in your browser type of a service. And then also on top of that, this last week, Xbox or Microsoft also had a announcement, and that they announced Project X Stream, which is going to potentially kind of hinted at their next Xbox, and that it could be entirely streaming based. As well as they want to get their Xbox service to stream to your phone, to any kind of device that you have. Also very similar to what Google did with, it's kind of streaming in a browser, or very much similar to the way that Fortnite is on everything.
I was going to
right
say,
now.
like in Fortnite, that's what's setting all these goddamn precedents. That's amazing. I've never played that game. I don't want to, but holy shit.
Yeah, but I mean, if you could imagine just like all of the different ways, that they've got all those extra servers, from like Project Azure to, I mean, when they first introduced the Xbox One, they had a lot of that, always on Xbox console idea. I'm sure that they've repurposed a lot of that to be able to handle this kind of infrastructure, and it could just, it could launch next year and just be amazing.
Sure.
Like on a subscription model. I mean, they already have a subscription model for their current Xbox One X, the highest, console that's out there right now. You pay $26 a year or $26 a month, and you get a console after 2 years, and you get to keep it. You get to keep the hardware, just like a phone contract, and it comes with Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Live. And so it's actually, they've launched this, and it hasn't gotten much publicity, but could be pretty cool.
I say I haven't heard. I'm surprised because I don't know if I consider myself a gamer, but I'm not a gamer.
You game enough,
Sure.
one-off games like the big games of the year that you could consider yourself one. But I think for you, maybe a streaming service like that, where you're constantly getting new games influx every single month, it maybe is a little bit more expensive for you. But that's actually kind of what they're betting on, is that, hey, you're going to want to try a bunch of new games as soon as they come out. Like Forza 4, which just came out, can be up to $100 game. You can get on Xbox Game Pass for $10 a month, and it's the full game unlocked.
That's great.
Wow,
Interesting.
And it's all first-party Xbox One game. Xbox games.
Interesting.
Anyways, that's all we had on video game news, I think.
That's kind of cool. That's all I got. That's pretty cool, though.
But are you guys excited for the next console generation? What do you guys think?
I always like to see the next launch to kind of see what they do. I usually don't get it right away because, again, casual gamer.
Yeah, it's so expensive.
And also that.
Yeah.
But I always pay attention to it because it's fun. Of course it's fun.
The thing that excites me about it is exactly that, is that it will break down that barrier to entry.
Yeah. I know people are like, I don't play video games. They're not fun. And I'm like, you've just never played a video game.
Or they're played like Galaga
Yeah.
or Snake on their phone.
Or right, exactly.
They just always lose.
Or they just suck.
Yeah.
That's all I find.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Enough on that. Let's get into this beer. And then I kind of have to pee, so I'm going to have to take a break after this one.
Sounds good.
But I can power through one more beer. We actually I grabbed 2 beers from this brewery. Couldn't help myself. This is the most expensive beer of the podcast, which is why I only got one. A pint of this is $4.50 at a where were we, like co-op, and I was talking to the guy that does a lot of beer sales that was there, and he's like, yeah, most bars do like $10 for a pint of this.
Jeez.
Yeah, I can see that if you're out somewhere for them to carry it.
So I'm just gonna get
So what is
one.
it? You haven't even told us what this is.
It's the Fremont Brewing Company's Head Full of Fresh Hops. Fresh Hop Hazy IPA. I love that they're independent. Got the sticker on there. We got 6.8% alcohol by volume. And then Paula, I will have you read the middle.
This is a hazy, you said?
Hazy IPA. I
No, I
added
can't
the hazy.
The can says, head full of fresh hops starts with select fresh hops harvested in Yakima and loaded into the brew kettle within 24 hours of harvest. Fresh hop beers signal the harvest season in the Pac Northwest and the height of our brewing year.
So I follow Fremont Brewing on Twitter, and I think I heard about this. Yeah, they had like the beer harvested, or the hops harvested from the farm just down the road to the kettle within like 2 hours. So I'm excited about this. This is gonna be
Really?
good. Yeah.
So we're saying this is fresh hop, and they still managed to make it hazy too. Because I just remember, if you go back to our interview with the wonderful gentleman from Powder House, talked about how hard it is to make a good hazy that sits there and stays hazy. So let's see. Smells danky, a little fruity. You might get a little pineapple, a little guava.
A little something. I don't know what that is.
A little
Yeah,
there's tropical.
There's something
though.
citrus. It's probably like, I don't know, starfruit or passion fruit or some other weird thing.
We don't get a
I've never
huge
heard of.
sample of this. I think we got about 4 ounces each here, but I think that's enough to get a fair.
Very fruity.
Yeah, we should be fine.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I could get up on that.
So fresh and so clean.
It tastes fresh. Like, it legitimately tastes like a fresh beer.
That is so smooth.
am digging that. Super smooth. I don't know what the IBUs are. It's a hazy. We don't have any on the can or untapped. I guess my guess is probably pretty low.
That's
on
what I
here.
can hear. Let me look at this.
I like the label a lot. It's like a green disco ball with a little bit of orange in there, just to accent the shine.
Yeah, 6.8 ABV.
I'm kind of digging this quite a bit. Does the website say pretty much what the can says?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It says their IBUs just as a crap ton.
A crap ton. Oh, AC, a crap ton. And they have an abbreviated ACT. God, well done, Fremont. Well done. Paula, rate this beer. Tell us about it.
4.0. I've been sipping on this since I had it in my hand, and I think it's very drinkable for me. And I don't know what that fruitiness I'm getting, but I'm not mad at it.
I'm not quite sure either. It just says the aroma tropical. Haha, got it. Grassy and
Berries.
berries. Okay, cool.
Oh, of course, berries.
Berries.
Your twig and berries.
What is it? It's got a 4.17 on Untapped. Holy crap. How many ratings we got in check-ins?
Well, total ratings, we have 919 ratings. Check-ins wise, we have 1,123 with 1,123 this month.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
What,
very
oh,
nice.
just added on 10-2. Okay, so this beer is like 2 weeks old. Not even that. This is a phenomenal beer. I will agree with Paul. I'm going to give it a 4. I really like this. I don't like that it was $4.50 for a can. That does bug me a little bit. I lied. I'm going to give it a 3.75. It's too expensive.
Price range,
Mhm.
yeah. I'm trying to think if the price would deter me or not. It's not going to deter me. I'm going to go 4 on this
Ooh,
one.
okay.
I think it's a great beer.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, finding it in a can is one thing, but I mean, if you can find this on tap.
Oh my god.
I still don't know why with like $10
with happy hour.
I know I work happy hour, but I'm
You're
not
not
going to
gonna
pay
get it
$10
for
on
$10,
tap
but-
for this.
but
I'm
would
going to pay $8 I'll pay $6 on tap.
On tap, would you pay what you paid for the can?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
but that's not gonna fucking happen.
you don't know that. There's some good places around here that you could find that.
Well, if you fucking find it, let me know.
I will keep you informed.
Thank you.
I accept it.
Yeah, please do. In fact,
I'm
I
also
will
gonna
happily be wrong about that.
good. Maybe you'll actually come out to the bar if you're good. A lot.
I need to.
Yeah, I keep inviting you. You keep saying I
So
can't.
far away.
I went there with him. I couldn't find parking at first.
Exactly. Do you know how
So
hard
I
it is
went
to
there.
park downtown Meridian when you have an F-150? It's a little
Everybody
bit
has
of a
a
challenge.
trash.
Everybody's trucking that
That's
out.
true. When I see parking
me.
spots like this, especially like a few grocery stores, I'm just like, you realize how many trucks there are, and you're giving us fucking Prius parking? You bitches.
It's pretty good for me. My car's a roller skate.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Problems on a truck on it.
To sum that up, I'm gonna give this a 4.
Damn. So I'm the only one shitting on the
What
price
around
now.
the triad?
Well, I'm the one that bought it. So
Phil Jackson, what is this?
Triangle bitches.
triangle bitches.
All right, everybody. We
What
are
is
going to take a short break. We got to tinkle. We're going to get back to you with some more news and some more beers when we return.
Have fun listening to our little ad here.
Peace out.
Bye.
Yeah, we should. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not necessarily against doing a whole other podcast after this.
Thank you.
We're already getting pretty late though, but I do think at minimum we should at least record some more bumpers.
Yeah, because we're out.
Exactly.
I think we could do at least the Iron Fist one. I think we could. I think we could squeeze it in.
Yeah, we can
I
do
know.
a mini Iron Fist one. That's fine.
But yeah, bumpers too.
Oh my foot.
Screw these empty.
Should I pause this? How do I?
Yeah.
Do I hit end
You
screen?
can't pause. You just have to end it, and we'll have to start part 2.
All right. Cheers.
I like word on it.